Hello everyone. I'm going to go over some reminders with you of how things are set up with our Pantone brochure and working in between Photoshop and InDesign and how those files are linked together and how things have to be set up. If you did not already start setting things up with your Pantone brochure in class here with me, what I want you to do is go to our Google Classroom. We have Pantone brochure, the final PDF is right here, and under this section I shared with you a folder. Download this entire folder, and then once you get it on your computer, I want you to rename it. So you would name it your name Pantone brochure, and that way you can work directly from my files. Once you get these files, yours are going to look exactly like mine. Let me open it up. I'm going to show you what you need to look at here. The same thing goes for any of you that may have already started this. You might have some files that you might want to take out of mine. So if you need anything, let me know. Most of you have things set up already. However, if there's one thing that you're missing or your links are broken, please shoot me an email, send me a message, let me know that you need help, and I will walk you through what to do. However, if you have not started setting anything up at all, what I need you to do is download this folder and have this folder ready to go. So what we have here is our Pantone brochure in InDesign. Let's open that up. And I also have my 6 Pantone swatches. You have your 6 Pantone swatches here. I have my inside spread, my outside spread, 2020 color of the year. So if we take a look in the InDesign file, I'm just going to zoom out so we can see it. Most of you should have this done already. We've done this in person, in class, and you all should be up to this part. Excuse me. So you should have your one paragraph of placeholder text on here. Pantone goes on the cover. It should say Pantone 2020 color of the year. The Pantone 2020 color of the year swatch should be on here. And then if you look up in my links column, I also have my outside spread and my inside spread. The outside spread and the inside spread is the elements that we're taking and we're applying in Photoshop. So we'll get back to that in a minute. However, this is how it should be set up. You also need your stock photos. So I have a photo in here called the inside stock photo. You will need to take your stock photo for your inside, the colorful stock photo, put it in this folder, and you also need to take your Pantone stock photo and put it in this folder. That way you can work with it. I'm going to take the inside stock photo. I'm going to drag it and drop it in. Now, you don't have to open this in Photoshop. Trust me, it's already good quality and it's good enough for you to use for this project. So my inside stock photo, I'm going to place that on. I want my stock photo to take up the entire area. So I'm going to go all the way to my bleed because you want that bleed to make sure it goes off the page. Go to fitting, fill frame proportionately, and it filled my entire frame. You can also do, fitting fit content proportionately will fit it to the frame but not fill the entire thing. If we do fill frame proportionately, it will fill the entire thing but make sure it stays in proportion so it doesn't get short and fat or anything like that. It's like when you stretch things out in Photoshop. Now, one thing you want to pay attention to in InDesign is your layer order. Right now, my stock photo is on top of my Pantone swatches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Pantone swatches and my inside spread. I'm going to right-click, arrange, bring to front. That way, those things are on top. Now, the order is going to be up to you and how you need things to work. So if you have any questions, if you're not sure what order things should go in when you do this, let me know and I'll help you on yours in particular. It might be different than someone else's. So let's go into Photoshop. So for my I'm going to go to my outside spread. So my outside spread is on here. Obviously, you're going to take your time and create artwork in Photoshop based on your thumbnails that we've done. And this is like the template. So it's like this swoosh that goes from one panel to the next. Or like, I know I have some people doing like lines. There's different elements that go from one panel to the next, and we've all discussed this live in class. If you're not sure what you're doing, you really need to get me your thumbnails, because even if you're all remote, your thumbnails are really important. I need to see what you're doing along the way. Don't just hand in your project. So we're going to say this is my artwork. Obviously, you're not just putting random dots, but for the sake of time and showing you how this works, here's my artwork. So file, save, and this is my inside spread. I'm going to go back to InDesign. Over here, right click, update link, and there's my inside spread. My artwork appeared on there. Now, when we talked about layer and the, not layers, I'm sorry, the arrangement and the order that things are in, do I want my swatch to be behind my artwork? Absolutely not. So I can click on this, arrange, bring to front. That way, when I put my artwork back on there, my swatch appears on top of it. One other thing that you need to keep in mind is by now, Ms. Conklin has graded all of your Pantone worksheets. So the bottom of it, where you wrote the paragraph, you can copy that paragraph and paste it in here. Make sure while you are building your Pantone brochure, you take a look at the requirements for what has to be on each panel. I strongly suggest that on Monday, so you can do it later today, sometime before Monday, I strongly suggest you email me a PDF of what your Pantone brochure is looking like. That way I can give you some feedback. Those of you who will be live with me here in person on Monday, of course, I will look at it live in person. But I strongly suggest that you guys who are home, or even if you're remote on Monday, that you email me and I can see what you're working on. Send me a PDF. I'm going to show you real quick how we generate a PDF. So in Photoshop, you just do a file save. In InDesign, it's a file, export. Give it a second to open. And then from here, it's the same as saving it. So I'm going to save it as Pantone brochure sample. Remember to make sure that your things go in the right folder. So your your name, Pantone brochure, all of your stuff has to go in that folder. It's really important when we package it up. So just go ahead and click save. This next screen that's going to pop up, what you're going to make sure you choose is that it has to be all. And there's nothing under compression that we really need to pay attention to at this point. And just say export. And give it a second. Just want to make sure it downloads. So right here, my Pantone brochure sample just downloaded. And it's going to open as a PDF. Now, the computer's just being slow. I think it's because I'm recording right now, so just give it a second. However, keep in mind, if you load an InDesign document for me, I will not accept it. You have to make sure you load a PDF. Oh, for some reason this one is not opening. However, I think it's just corrupt. I didn't give it enough time, probably because I'm recording. But in the future, or when you guys are doing it, just keep in mind it's file, export. Oh, there it is. It did work. I don't know why it told me it wasn't opening. But here's my Pantone brochure, the 2 pages. So make sure you upload the PDF onto my page. I hope you guys are all doing well. And if you have any questions, please email me. Later on today, I'm going to be setting something up where I want your phone numbers. That way we can all set up the Remind app and we can start talking that way. If you have any questions, though, at this time, please email me. I will get back to you guys as soon as I can. I hope everyone's healthy, and I will see you soon.